Welcome to Stop and Scare. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe now for future content and leave a like on this video, as it will help reach that many more listeners. If you would like your scary story featured on an upcoming video, email my email in the description box below at the end. Sit back, relax, and let me scare the hell out of you. Story number 1. It was a warm, humid night. I have my fan on to cool down and my earbuds in for music. I live in a 2-story house. My room's on the 2nd story, so I have a good view of the town I live in. I'm laying in bed vibing out to Foo Fighters when I hear a knock. I'm thinking it's my dad or my mom at the door, so I take out my earbuds and head over to the door. Nothing. Nobody's there. I assume it's one of my siblings playing a prank on me, so I just roll my eyes and head back to bed to lay down and put my earbuds back in. That's when I hear it again. 2 knocks this time instead of the singular one before. Except this time, it kinda sounded like it wasn't coming from the door. I couldn't completely tell though, as my music was a little too loud. I take out my earbuds and head towards the door. Again, nobody. I decided to walk out of my room, expecting to see my little brother around the corner or hiding somewhere, but I couldn't see anyone. I decided that I'll shut my door and wait by it, and open it when I hear it again, and scare my little brother when he knocks. When I close my door, not much longer, I hear the knocking again. This time directly behind me, at my window. I glance over in horror. My curtains block the view from outside. I was scared, but I was old enough where I shouldn't be getting scared of things like this. I decided to man up. I'll move the curtains out of the way and confront the branch or whatever it was making this knocking sound. I walk over towards my window and remove the curtains. Nothing. My brain is malfunctioning. I'm confused. The knocking sounded like it was coming from the window. It's easy to tell the difference between wood and glass knocking, so whatever's knocking should be here. I back off. No clue of what my next move is. Maybe a woodpecker was at my window. I don't know. I just needed something to make me feel better. I decided to leave the curtain off and go back to bed. This time without music, just my thoughts and my phone to get me through what was going on. It took 5 minutes for me to stop thinking about what just happened. I was just frightened and made stuff up in my head to make me scared. That's what it was. It had to be. I glance back over at my window, and a silhouette of something is outside. I freeze in place and hope that our eyes didn't meet. I pretend as to not notice whatever it was outside. I'll make a dash for it. No, I'll pretend like I'm going to the bathroom or something and walk out of my room. Too late. Knock, knock, knock. It knew. It had to have known I saw it. Why else would it knock right when I look over? I'm fucked. I look over right as I stand up and I meet its gaze. The street light outside is on, and whatever it was closer now. I can make out its devilish grin and its pale appearance, its dry skin and long, greasy hair. Whatever it was definitely never cared for its hygiene. I run out of my room screaming, heading towards the stairs. I hope to God my parents aren't working their night shift, and just in case they are, I'll call the cops and hide. I'll have to get to my brother's before anything though. Make sure he's safe and hide him before anything. I hear nothing coming from my parents' room. A quick glance outside the front window of the house, and the cars are both gone. I head to my brother's room, reaching for my phone to call 911. I don't have my phone on me though. In the heat of the moment, I'd forgotten it. I had to make a decision. Go to my brother's room and try and hide him before that thing may try to break in, Or grab my phone so we have a chance of escaping this thing if it decides to break in. I head back up to the stairs, ready to fight this thing if it made its way through my window. When I get to my room, everything is the same. I grab my phone and make haste down the stairs again, towards my brother's room. 911 already dialed in my phone. I open his door, and nothing at all. The light's on, the bed is empty, and the window is now open. That was a good one. Story number 2. Knock, 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 knock. In the silence, I heard it. I shut the blinds and put my earbuds in, listening to my white noise app. I forgot about the noise as I listened to a quiet stream of water flowing through a forest. I woke up the next morning, happy that the noise was gone. Everything went like this for 2 months. I became used to it. Knock, 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 knock. I would always try sleeping in a different room. Living room, same thing. Bedroom, same thing again. I got so fed up I even tried sleeping on the bathroom floor, which is a very large bathroom, but the glass shower just did the same thing. Knock, 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 knock. I've tried looking out the window, but saw nothing. Everyone told me I was crazy, and I started to believe it myself. I've been on so many different medications, and nothing works. Until it stopped. Nothing at all. No knocks. I can finally sleep in peace. My older brother complained about the noise for about 3 months before it moved on to my younger sibling. It then moved on to me again, in the same pattern. Only one of us can ever hear the knocking at once. My little brother complained of extreme banging on the windows, as it sounded like someone trying to break in with a hammer. He once saw the window beginning to crack. He cried that the knocking was breaking through to get him. Bang, 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 bang. Me and my big bro got up to run downstairs where his room was. I began to hear it quietly myself. Bang, 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 crash. The last thing I saw was my brother, his face covered in blood, screaming, crying, being dragged out of the broken window. I couldn't see what was dragging him out, as it was seemingly invisible. Bang, 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 crash. It got my big brother, the same as it did my little brother. I've started to hear the noise myself, and I fear my time is limited. God, save me now. We will be reunited at last. Knock, knock, knock. Story number 3. I lay in my bed restless and alone on a dark and silent night. I toss and turn in my bed trying to find a comfortable position, but I feel uneasy. Something about tonight just doesn't feel right. I toss and turn until I finally find a comfortable position. I close my eyes, but it doesn't make a difference. It's too dark in my room to see a thing anyways. I guess it takes time for my eyes to adjust to the darkness. I lay there still and silent on a dark and dank night. My body is relaxed, my mind is blank, and I'm ready for some much needed rest. Instantly, the silence is shattered, and my mind fills with fearful thoughts as my startled eyes flash open. Knock, knock. It's almost undoubtedly the sound of a fist on glass. But no, it couldn't be. What would someone's motivation be to wake someone alone in their home? Think logically. It sounded like someone wanted to break in. Why would they warn me with a knock? They would just break in, making a loud and obvious noise, or Try to be as silent as possible. Why would they knock? Oh, and P.S. Monsters don't exist. I could give myself some peace of mind and simply look out the window, but I'm facing the other way, and I'm too timid to turn my head, afraid of finding my greatest fears standing outside my window. What could it really be, though? Maybe a couple of birds flew into my window. No, that's too unrealistic. Could a group of kids be running around late at night, knocking on windows to get a few laughs? Well, it is a possibility. Come to think, maybe it was my imagination. Maybe I heard the usual creak in the house, and my paranoid mind had mistaken it for a knock. Knock, knock. Nope, that definitely wasn't my imagination. Those damn kids are persistent. They don't want to quit until they get that reaction. Maybe some sick, twisted freak is standing right outside, waiting for me to look so he can smash through and attack me. No, don't think that. Don't get paranoid. Besides, he's outside. I'm inside. Until I hear a shatter, I know I will be safe. Monsters don't exist. Besides, I haven't moved yet. Hopefully those kids will think I'm a heavy sleeper and leave me alone. Knock, knock. No, it can't be kids. No kid would wait around this long just to get a reaction from one lonely man. They just get bored and move along. But what could it be? Why would a serial killer target me, of all people? Think logically. Monsters don't exist. Don't get paranoid. They're outside. I'm inside. Until I hear a shatter, I know I'm safe. But if it's not a monster or some sort of killer, what could it be? Just pretend to be asleep. Maybe they'll go away. Knock, knock. Oh God, I can't think of a noise I hate more than that persistent knock. Please go away. Just leave me alone and let me be. There's no hope. It's going to get in here and do sick and horrible things to me. Inhale. Take deep breaths. I can feel my heart pound out of my chest. Just relax. Monsters don't exist. Remember, they're outside. I'm inside. Until I hear a shatter, I know I'm safe. Repeat that. Don't let your fear get the best of you. Just pretend to be asleep. But don't move a muscle. Knock. Knock. They're outside. I'm inside. Knock. Knock. They're outside. I'm inside. Frightful tears began to drip down my face. Monsters don't exist. I began to whisper to myself. They're outside. I'm inside. Till I hear a shatter. Till I hear a shatter. Knock. Knock. I can't take it anymore. I'm going mad listening to these knocks. At least if I see what it is, I'll have a peace of mind. Take a deep breath. I repeat to myself one more time. I take a few more deep breaths, my heart pounding as hard as it's ever pounded. I slowly turn my head to face the window. My heart sinks into my chest, and I'm too afraid to scream or move. I turn my head to find a pale figure with beady, black eyes staring through me and into my soul. As a horrid grin creeps across its face, it was standing inside the whole time, knocking on my window. Story number 4. This morning I was asleep and I heard knocking on my window. At first I thought maybe something was hitting my window, but then I heard our storm door open. I was hoping and thinking it was my parents. I then heard the knocking again. About 10 minutes later, I woke up my parents to check it out. My dad opened the door, and there was a man who didn't speak English asking for a girl named Elisa. He then kept his car in our driveway and started walking to other houses. My dad then told him he needed to leave. My dad then saw there was another guy in his car and they had open containers. He asked them if they knocked on my window, and they said yes. I'm pretty sure they were just looking for that girl, but that was scary as fuck for me because I just needed to sleep and I had no idea who was outside our home, knocking on my window. Late one evening, around 11:30 p.m., someone knocked on my living room window. I heard the gate open, so I peeked out the window and saw him walk up the walkway and stop at my door. He then turned around and put his back on my door and started banging on it with his foot. I live alone, but luckily my brother had spent the night at my house that day. I got up and got my brother to handle it. When he went outside to see what was going on, the man started threatening and shoving my brother, so I went out to help him. The man reached into his pocket. I'm not sure what he reached for, but my brother and I started punching and kicking the man. My brother was in the military, so he grabbed the man by his jacket and dragged him onto the street and threw him down. The man got up and started threatening him again, but stumbled away eventually. About an hour later, the police were outside because a man went to my neighbor's house across the street, tried getting in after a neighbor opened his door. It turned out that the guy had a large butcher knife on him, was severely intoxicated, and high on meth. Thank you guys for watching and listening to the very end of the video. I hope you liked tonight's story theme of knocks at the window. If there's a story theme that you are interested in, be sure to share it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to focus on those topics in the upcoming videos. And I will be sure to focus on that in upcoming videos. Thank you all for watching. Oh, stay sinful.